press is gone. Man. Okay. So we go to one more project, and now.
I'm the only one between the cake and
not here, first. Then you.
I'll take 2 minutes.
Yeah, because fast.
It's faster. 10 minutes presentation.
Yes.
Nobody sleeps.
So. Huh? Sushmit. Sorry. We cannot hear you like this.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
No.
Sarah, let
Wait
it
for
be.
5 seconds. Yeah, because it's official. We'll mail it to you, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, now we are talking about very interesting stuff, right? The fellow who is going to present it, one of the reasons why I asked him, are you from Egypt or from Palestine? Because the project that you're going to see is very interesting. So it proves that GIS can be applied to almost anything. I was expecting actually one more fellow to come today. He didn't make it. He was our teacher of history in the high school in Fairfax High School. He built his project about application of GIS to actually Civil War historical sites in the US. Unbelievable project. You know, he just created a layer of information for every battle. So it was a really interesting one. This is a very interesting project too, because this is a social cultural project. This tells you how with GIS you can try to solve some very tough social questions. So Amr, that's all.
Hi, my name is Amir. I'm from Egypt, and the reason I'm talking about Palestine is have borders with Egypt, and we also share religion. And at one time of the history, Palestine was part of Egypt, so it's my country as well. So in this presentation, I'm gonna show you what happened in a piece of land for 100 years in 10 minutes. Our story begins in 1917 when England needed acetone to do explosions. At that time, during the World War I, they manufactured acetone from trees, but at that time they needed to make it in the lab, available in hand. So this guy, Haim Weizmann, who is the a chemist, who was able to do this acetone in the lab and help England in the war. He is also was a member of the Zionist movement, and later he became the president of the state of Israel. So this guy had a big role in our story. This is a Balfour Declaration, was made by England Queen to the Zionist movement that we guys will help you to build a land for Jewish people in the state of Palestine, provided that it has been prescribed that you take care of the people who are living there and make sure they protect their life and their families and everything. So we're gonna see with GIS if this really was the case. Did they protect the Palestinian people, protect their rights, or what happened? This is the area of Palestine. So you see, this is the Suez Canal, the famous Suez Canal. This is the other Khalik al-Aqaba. And this part start Palestine and Israel together, this area. We will see it later on the map, but this is the area. In 1930, this was the land. This is how many families were staying. The bigger the bowl, the number of village, number of citizens are bigger. So we can see a lot of green dots here. Later, or maybe before this, the Zionist movement start to buy land. We see how the lands, they start to get it. So later, they started to build a lot of settlements. Every one of these, the year it was built, every settlement is only Jewish, and it has surrounded by a wall to protect them with armed guards. We can see what happened later is both are mixed, and then the green dots start to be forced in the West Bank and Gaza Strip. So they forced them because all armed we're not talking about Jewish people, we're talking about Zionist movement who are in Palestine. They went here, not only they did that, so they pushed them in this area and this area, and this is called Israeli outpost. A guy went to the land and he has his rifle and he said, this is my land. It's also against the Israeli law. The yellow ones are even illegal by Israeli standards. And they have nothing to do with this. They don't know what to do about it. So the Israeli regime, they started to do borders and a big wall around the Palestinians in this area and in this area. This is called the West Bank and this one called Gaza. Not only this, they added a lot of road closures, all this data from S3 website online. They put road closures and stop point, checkpoints. It's about 494 in this area. Imagine 400 stop points. If you want to go to work, you have to be checkpoints, see the whatever in this small area. They destroyed in 2009. The Israeli regime destroyed the only airport in Gaza Strip, and their power plant usually doesn't work. Not only this, they added a military buffer zone on this area. So imagine what this people's life looks like. It's like a jail for the Palestinians. So the wall, see, if you're in a jail, you're looking for freedom. They start to draw on the wall. It's a huge wall surrounding them, cutting them from their lands and their families. Some of them are living in the West Bank. They cannot see their families across, like they can wave to them, but they cannot see them. The number of asylum seekers from Palestine is 1.8 million in 2009 versus 17,000 from the state of Israel. So we can see how much suffer these people has. So this is the resistance against the Zionist movement in Israel, the Israeli against Palestinians. It's everywhere, but because Israeli or Zionist movement are controlling media, you don't hear about this a lot. But it's on the ground. If you go in the front of the White House, people who are sitting in a tent, they have a Palestinian flag. I made a small movie about Palestine, and let's look at it. So we have seen the bad parts of the story, but let's meet the Palestinians themselves. And the first picture is my picture.
Looks like you.
That's me. you want to verify the information or check it out, there is the all sources, including a video by a rabbi. He says we lived for peace for centuries with Muslims in peace, and the Zionist movement does not represent the Jewish community. So thank you for coming today.
Go. Some questions. Don't waste your time.
You're asking me before.
Yes. So tell me about this. So Jewish community and Palestine Muslim community live together all their lives?
Yes.
Together?
Yes.
In 18th century, 19th century, whatever, right? Until 1949, when it was decided to create the state of Israel.
Do we have 3 minutes more?
Yes. Well, I guess.
After World War II, when it was decided to build a new state, right?
Do we have 3 minutes?
Rabbis, right?
Is it rabbi?
Rabbi, he's a Jewish priest.
Yes. That's what rabbis is.
We are standing here in front of the Palestinian mission in New York City. I will read a statement that was issued last night by Rabbi Yisrael David Weiss of the Turek International regarding the recent statements by Zionist Rabbi Avadi Yosef. Anti-Zionist Orthodox Jews recoil in disgust at the latest outburst of hate speech from Rabbi Avadi Yosef, a former Sephardic so-called chief rabbi of the illegitimate Zionist state of Israel, in which he called the Palestinians evil and cursed them with death. The Torah commands Jews to live in peace and harmony with their non-Jewish neighbors in all parts of the world, in accordance with the biblical command, quote, seek the welfare of the city in which I have exiled you, end quote. This sort of rhetoric is against the Almighty's Torah, repugnant to say the least, and can only lead to more hatred and conflict. This rabbi and others like him do not and cannot represent Judaism and the Torah, just as the Zionist state of Israel, which is a rebellion against the Almighty, cannot represent the Torah and world Jewry true to the Torah. The use of the name Israel is false. This rabbi is a member of the Sephardic Jewry, Jews from Arab countries. If he would only look back at his own community's history, he would realize that Jews can and did live peacefully with Arabs for many centuries. When Jews were persecuted, killed, and expelled in Europe, the Arab countries provided safe haven and welcomed Jews with open arms. In Palestine as well, Jews enjoyed this hospitality when Palestinians and Jews coexisted in harmony for generations, as is well documented in Jewish books of that era. It was only Zionism, with its theft, oppression of the Palestinian people, that put an end to this coexistence. We are required by the Almighty, as stated in His Torah, to express our gratitude for good bestowed upon us. Thus, we must forever be grateful to the Arab world for hosting our people. How ironic, how tragic and evil this is. That precisely those Arab countries and those Arab people are accused of being our enemies. According to the Torah, Jews are in exile and are forbidden to have their own state. Likewise, they are forbidden to kill, steal, and oppress another people. Therefore, as long as this Zionist state continues to exist, we believe that there is no way that true peace can be achieved. The Holy Land must be returned to its rightful owners, the Palestinians. We pray for the speedy and peaceful dismantlement of the Zionist state of Israel. At that time, we will once again be able to truly coexist in peace and harmony as we did over our long history. And at that time, we will be able to live again and fulfill the Torah's commandment of remembering and repaying the good unto us. May we merit to see this soon in our days. Ultimately, may we merit to see the revelation of the glory of the Almighty, when all humanity will serve the Almighty together in harmony. As we say in our prayers, all people will form one company to do your will wholeheartedly. Amen. Thank you very much.
Okay, no further questions.
No questions?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Let me give you this one.
Yes, please.
It's interesting. So it proves my case. You know me, right? I spent 3 years in Britain, 1 year in the Netherlands, 3 years in Southeast Asia, Vietnam, Thailand, Laos, and everywhere I saw only one thing: people are all the same. They have the same values: jobs, family, kind of good relationships. All the BS stuff, I'm not supposed to say these words, are done by the politicians. Okay? So, thank you. So, the last but not the least, we have another presenter. Please, Chaco. We are back to India because India has the biggest representation in here. Not in here, well, I'm a demographer to my kind of background. I checked Fairfax County population the other day. Number 1 population in Fairfax County is Indian.
Asian. The largest number of
The largest
Indians
number
also
of
in
people
this
in
area.
Fairfax County, India. Second, Koreans. Third, Americans. So it's something very interesting. So 113,
What is the median income in Fairfax County?
115,000. That's what we saw today.
Where is coming from?
Can you get 150,000 in India? I doubt. This is the land of opportunity. That's another thing to remember, right? If you're here, study GIS, go to GIS, get 115,000, give 15,000 to me, okay? Thank you,
And
Professor.
secondly,
Okay.
after you complete the GIS, please do business analytics.
Analytics,
Yeah.
that's another
Also, I will promote
So,
it,
We,
No, I am
we
the last.
teach statistics, business analytics, marketing analytics. Come to our classes,
Okay.
we do the best.
By the way, the software that he's teaching with SAS, right? SAS. This is, well, we have a MOU, Memorandum of Understanding between 2 companies, ACCT and SAS. And if you take 3 classes with this wonderful gentleman, with this professor, you will get a SAS certificate. That you're professional in employing SAS, not even from us, from SAS. So this is a big deal today because all the governments, federal government is using SAS today. Okay.
All right, thank
So
you, everybody.
Chaka.
Thank you, Professor. Thank
Joy.
you, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Chaco Joy. My colleague is not here today. Sorry for that. We won't take much time. I think I'm the last between the cake and all the fun. So I'll be done fast. But we live in very interesting times. This is 2017. It's winter time. We are. Why this topic? I thought we talked about a lot of things in a social field. We thought homelessness is a big situation that's affecting globally, just as well as internationally, as well as in America as well. So that's why this was part of my initial 580 class along with my colleague. So the idea was to do do a project based on what we learned in GIS. So a lot of those things are pretty basic. But one thing I want to say here, we see all the maps here. So what's GIS all about? That's always the question. The question is it just doing something on the maps, or is there anything real other than the maps? The fact is, it's more about the living data. There is living data behind the maps, and you do analytics, you do data analysis, data statistics, and then you come with an outcome. So why we picked up homelessness? Because across the US, if you look at it, there are almost like 400,000, more than 500,000 population have homelessness, having no shelter, having no homes, or they're displaced out of families, or having crisis at home, or poverty, which actually aids in crime and things like crime density as well as problems. So we thought we'll pick up Baltimore City being a hub of action, just like DC, and with all the crime and the population and everything, we thought that would give us a sample to look at a higher level, more to the specific, and talk about it. So the key goals was to see whether this data which we got from census.gov and other sample data, does it really help to change anything on the ground, than just doing a class project and being winter time, So key goals for the project was to see how do we ensure affordable housing. Is there some way you can find some vacant lots, or a lot of apartments that are close within the community? Can we do something